For 75 years, Epsilon Beta Lambda chapter has worked tirelessly to make a positive impact on the Macon and Middle Georgia communities. Our founding brothers knew early that for us to succeed, everyone had to succeed.
I was coming right out of college, and it was the summer before I got ready to go to law school. And when I was excited about joining the graduate chapter. And as soon as I got here, I saw all these guys who had been stalwarts, in the fraternity. Jackson Shelftall comes to mind, Charles Cole, for all those guys who were stalwarts in the community too. So I felt Sam Hart, I felt, like a little pebble, among these giant boulders. But it was thoroughly enjoyable. Got to learn a lot from these gentlemen, and also taught me a lot too on how to get involved in the community and how to get things done.
With great foresight, leadership, and care, they established the Debutante Cotillion Scholarship Fund, creating a setting for young Black women to develop and be presented to society. But more importantly, the scholarships provided a foundation for academic pursuits.
My name is Leona Yvonne Bonner Walton, and I am the first debutante queen of 1959. When they called my name, I could not believe it. I was overwhelmed, and I started crying. I'm going like, me? Not me. I thought I was dreaming. And from that point on, everybody, it was just like a standing ovation in the entire auditorium.
If you were a young Black young lady in the community, and you had aspirations to go off to college, you were pretty much encouraged to be a debutante.
I know quite a lot about the Alphas. They support the community. They try to support the youth of today, especially, and they need it.
I think the experience of us having to introduce ourselves, Mr. Shelftall and Ms. Mays being very specific about how we should introduce ourselves and how we should be confident and just articulate, that really helped me with public speaking later on and just having the confidence to speak in front of crowds of people. And I think that the values that we also were taught about being a lady, about the importance of social action and just our voices being heard, I think that that's pretty much what helped shape me into the woman that I am today.
With the high school boys, after I became chairman of the cotillion, brought girls in from Jones County, all the guys who were escorts basically went to college, and I only lost one. All of them pledged Alpha except one. He went Kappa, and then he apologized, but I understood. But the impact of the programs that this chapter fosters is just community oriented, and for 75 years it just stood strong.
As the chapter grew in size and strength, the mission grew as well. The Epsilon Beta Lambda chapter launched a foundation designed to give first-generation college students tools, information, experiences, and financial aid so they can see firsthand the difference a college education can make in their lives.
We can start here with the Educational Talent Search Program. I was a member of the chapter when that grant was written, and when it was approved, Sam Hart wrote the grant. And that was the first summer that I actually joined the chapter. And if you look at how that has impacted students in Macon and Bibb County, and then what those students have gone on to do, it's tremendous.
As a former principal of Southwest High School, Mr. Renard Maddox played an integral role in helping the students that I had become aware of college and just prepared for college. He helped them with financial literacy. He helped them by taking them on college tours. He helped them by them becoming involved in Upper Bound. And so he just created an awareness for my students that otherwise may not have had that awareness through the Educational Talent Search.
75 years as a measure of time is a long stretch. But as we look to the future, we know those 75 years set a standard of excellence that needs to be upheld. As long as there's a Macon community, there will be an Epsilon Beta Lambda chapter as part of it. We want to thank all the partners and contributors to Epsilon Beta Lambda chapter's efforts and successes. Your continued support is vital in the development of the next generation of leaders in our community. They are the ones who will keep the Epsilon Beta Lambda chapter's legacy alive.
I cannot wait to see what happens with this chapter as it endeavors to move forward for the next 75 years. I'm sure I won't see the full 75, but I hope to see as many of them as I can.
I would like to say congratulations to the members of the Epsilon Beta Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity for 75 years of focused, intentional work within this community that has impacted so many people, especially me. So thank you and continue the great work.